Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another interesting session with IndoIndians.com. I'm your host, Poonam Sagar, and I'm very excited to share with you a very interesting topic on Vastu. So this session will also be available on YouTube and is also being streamed live on our Facebook. So before we start, I'd like to give a very short introduction about our expert, Pallavi Khetan. Pallavi Khetan is a seasoned professional with over 10 years of experience, specializing as a tarot card reader, astrologer, numerologist, and a law of attraction practitioner. She has completed, and I'm just going to spotlight her so you can see her as well. So she has completed her Vastu course taught by the renowned Acharya Pankit Goyal. In addition to her expertise in occult, Pallavi holds a bachelor's degree in Ayurvedic medicine and surgery and is a dedicated mother to 2 daughters. Her interest in occult sciences began during her college days, eventually transforming her hobby into a full-time profession in 2014. So she's been doing this for over 11 years. Since then, Pallavi has pursued numerous certified courses to deepen her knowledge in these areas. She harbors a strong belief in the principles of the law of attraction and manifestation techniques, which she shares through her informative content on Instagram and YouTube. With her extensive expertise and passion for these subjects, Pallavi is committed to using her skills to benefit humanity. In fact, every month she also shares a monthly horoscope with IndoIndians.com, which we share on our website and also through her Instagram. So welcome, Pallavi.
Thank you so much, Poonam ji, and welcome everyone. Thank you for a lovely introduction.
So Pallavi is here with Sujata. Sujata will be the co-host and she will be sharing the presentation for Pallavi. Please keep your microphones on mute and we can do a Q&A at the end of the session.
Okay. So welcome everyone. Today we are here. I am doing this webinar because I feel Vastu is a subject which is very misunderstood by everyone. And there are so many misconceptions about it. There is so many misconception about it, which is nowadays going on, especially in this internet area, in this internet era. There is so many reels which are full of nonsense and people are following it blindly because they really want a good life. Of course, we all want a good life, but then don't fall for those kind of things. Always try to get the proper knowledge so that you can use it in your life and make your life better. So today in this webinar, what we are doing, I will be first telling about the Vastu, about what really Vastu is and how it came to this earth. And then we will be talking about the 5 elements, because 5 elements is the basis of all the sciences, and 5 elements is the basis of all the creation. And it is not a theory of this time. 5 elements theory is very ancient. Even in other cultures also, the 5 element theory is consistent. Even Chinese and Greece and so many other country also believe in this 5 elements theory. Then I will be busting most popular misconception about Vastu. And later I will be sharing some practical Vastu remedies. See, I want to say that there are no quick fixes in your life and there are no magic remedies. But yes, Vastu is a knowledge which, if used properly, can really make a difference in your life. I have used it for myself and I have seen the result. That's why I want everyone to be benefited by it. That's the reason I want to make people aware of its existence. So we will start now. So what is Vastu? You must have heard about Vastu, and especially nowadays it is very popular. Everybody is talking about Vastu. So what is Vastu? Vastu is actually an ancient science of architecture. There was a time when everything was made Vastu auspicious, because there it is like, if you know about Vedas, all the things comes from the Vedas, and Vastu also has its roots in the Atharva Veda, and also later different subjects had different books. So after Veda, we in Atharva Veda, it has its root. And after that, we have Mayamatam, Manasara, Vishwakarma Prakash. Vishwakarma Prakash is one of the most popular books on Vastu Shastra. So after this knowledge is actually not only ancient, but this knowledge is also Sanatana, because Sanatana is what which is always and forever. So even we are limited. We human beings are very limited. We will not be present after hundred of years. We will no more be here. But these sciences will always be there. That's why whenever these sciences go to the back front, always it comes back and always it comes back to light, because this is the principle of life itself. As also in Ayurveda, because Ayurveda is the ancient science of medicine, right? But Ayurveda is the OG medicine. Ayurveda is the medicine. So you cannot ever say that Ayurveda is outdated, because we have we are doing it wrong. We really need to incorporate the basic principles from these Vedas and incorporate in our daily life so that we can make our life better. So in Vastu also, initially people were dealing with 8 directions. You must be knowing about it, because all these people who are here in this webinar must have a little knowledge about Vastu maybe. That's why they have joined. So previously we used to deal with 8 direction, which was east, west, north, south, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. But later on in Vishwakarma Prakash, he really mentioned about the other zones, which is in between these areas also. And that is how Mahavastu came into existence. So the Khusdeep Vansal, who is a modern time Vastu specialist, he really decoded from Vishwakarma Prakash, and then he started something called Mahavastu. And in Mahavastu, we have 16 zones. As you can see on the screen, we have 16 zones and 32 entrance. So after this, and it is angular, it is circular, it is no more a rectangle. So with this circular, we have 16 zones which are different, which are pie-shaped zones with us. And now we can use this knowledge properly. And when used properly, it really helps you. It really makes a difference in your life. So this is what Vastu is about. And Vastu is mostly the arrangement of the 5 elements in your house. How you arrange your 5 elements. So we will see why we make a house. So for example, everybody wants a house. Everybody wants to build a space for themselves. So when you are outside, when you are not in your house, when you're outside, you are connected with nature and you feel so good, because in nature, all the 5 elements are in balance, because it is the nature of nature that everything will be in balance. It cannot stay in balance for long. So when you are outside, everyone says that if you are feeling depressed, you should go out, you should go to forest and you should reconnect, because then you will reconnect with the 5 elements of your body, and accordingly you will heal. So what happened when we make a house? So just imagine, as you if you can see in the screen, you will understand the concept that this is the sky, this is an open area, then you are creating a space for yourself. A house is a space that we build for ourselves. So why we build a house? Because we want security, we want safety, and we want to create a life which we enjoy. We want to fulfill our desires. So this house is a place where we want to rest and where we want to create and build a future. So now if this house is not aligned with the 5 elements, then what will happen? You will start having issues. So that's why in the nature 5 element is balanced. You have created your own space. If the 5 elements are not balanced, it will interact with the 5 elements of your body, and now you will see it as problems in your life. You will see as conflicts in your life. If your water element is imbalanced, you will see relationship issues, you will find money issues. If your fire element is imbalanced, you will have confidence issues, you will have no money in your life, you will lack power. So that is how these elements are the basic of your existence. And once you start to understand how to deal with these elements and make your house vastu auspicious by arranging the 5 elements in their proper areas, because how water and fire are definitely different opposing elements, so they cannot exist together. So if you are putting in the fire zone water element or in your water zone fire element, then definitely it will backfire and you will have issues. And there is another simple philosophy I want to share, because if anybody know a bit of Darshan Shastra, they will understand. There is Panchakosa. There is the element of Panchakosa, which is 5 layers of existence. So just like the 5 elements, we have this 5 layer of consciousness, which you can say as a physical body. We all have mind, we all have heart, we all have wisdom up to some extent, and then we all want to feel bliss. So these are the 5 layers of existence. Either you are vibrating in your annamaya course, which is your physical body, then there is this intellectual mind, mind, if you are vibrating in your intellect, or if you are vibrating with your heart, which is more blissful, and then if you have wisdom, you are more blissful. So now the purpose of this life is to rise in this. You have to rise your consciousness. You will start from your physical body, but then you really want to feel the bliss. So that's why what Vastu will do, this space that you have created for you in your house, in your workspace, it should really elevate your consciousness. If it is not elevating your consciousness, gradually you will feel depressed in your life. And why now you will see that middle aged people are more concerned with Vastu, astrology. Why? Because initially we don't care, but after reaching the age of 30 or 40, we understand that this is not the life I want. I want something more from life. And even if I'm working hard, why it is not happening? Because I'm not connected, I'm not aligned with the five elements, and I'm not aligned with this consciousness. So you really need to rise above these things, and then only you will. And Vastu is one science which can really help you to create a harmonious life for yourself and create a future that you really enjoy. So today the main focus is on debunking the myths about Vastu. So that we will be doing in detail. So there is one misconception that people call the Vastu person, and he will just come and see the compass, and he will not do any paperwork, and he will just suggest some changes in your house. It is completely wrong. For a proper Vastu, you should have the layout of your house, and you should do the proper gridding. Like the Vastu specialist will do the proper gridding for you, because we have 16 zones now. We are dealing with the 16 zones which are approximately 22 degrees each. So if you are not placing it properly, now you will be giving the wrong advice to the people, because you yourself don't know. So that's why be careful. Don't fall for anyone who is not doing any paperwork and who is just doing the normal Vastu by just seeing here and there. So always look for a specialist who will be doing with the layout and doing the proper grid. After the proper grid, you yourself also will understand that yes, you can relate with the life and the problem you are facing. There is another thing, people say that we will just do the puja or havan when we enter a house and all our Vastu dosa will be rectified. No, it will not be rectified. For momentarily, for temporarily, you will have good energy in your house, but then the all other issues that you have, it will start coming up after 3 4 months. Because the Vastu is like the hardware of the house. It is like you are building a house, the toilet should be here, the kitchen should be here. It is like the layout, it is the map, it is the hardware, it is not the software. So if it was a software, you can change with energy, we can change with prayers. We are not doing ghost busting here. We are dealing with the hardware of the house. So that's why by doing puja and all, you can significantly re- reduce the impact, but then it will start showing again and again in your life. So that's why Havan and Puja is not recommended for Vastu Dosa rectification. There is one popular puja which is done during Graha Pravesh, which is Devta. Vastu, for Vastu, we actually do Devta energy puja. Because in Vastu, we are also dealing with Devta energies. But Devta energy is mostly dealing with the emotional mind, and it is not the basic Vastu, it is advanced level. So first we should be doing the basic Vastu, and then we should think about doing other stuff. There is another misconception that sunlight and ventilation, if you have plenty in your house, then your house is already Vastu auspicious, which is again not true. Because even if you have sunlight, you have good ventilation, it will be good for your energy level. But then if you have these basic Vastu problems, it will remain. Because north में अगर आपकी toilet है तो वो तो है ही. It will not be rectified by being ventilated or by having sunlight. Then another thing people do, that they will just bring the paintings of the horses, they will just bring some stuff from the Vastu, the people who sell Vastu remedies, and they will just put in their house. Here they face two problems. First, they don't know which one is north of their house, because they don't know the proper grading. So they don't know where is the north, and they are placing all the things there, and it will not work for you. All the things that we place is the secondary level of Vastu. First, we need to rectify the basic Vastu. So that's why these things, if you bring and just keep in your house, it will not work. And then you will say that Vastu doesn't work, and it will really create issues in your own life. So we really need to be very careful before using these kind of remedies which people are selling on Instagram or on Reels. So next, there are so many more myths. Yeah, south entrance is bad. This is a very, very common, because south is actually connected with the Yama Devata. So Yama is Devta of God, but Yama doesn't always give death. Yama is also giving life. If you can understand it, Yama is taking your life only when your time is over. He is not giving you life every, he is not giving you death every day. He is not coming and standing in front of you that today you will die. So when your time is over, Yama Devta will come. So he is basically life giver. So it's always the opposite. Always a coin has two sides, right? So you have to understand Yama is the regulator of your life also. Yama is the regulator of your longevity, not only about death. So when you are facing about this south entrance thing, so many people will say that south entrance is bad because it will create all these issues and health issues and also these death issues, but it is not true. Even south is the most prosperous direction. If you observe South Jakarta, South Delhi, South Mumbai, all of these are always more prosperous because south is the direction of name and fame and power. If you have south entrance, you will have more prosperity in your life. But because we have 32 entrances, and in south also we have 8 entrances, out of those only 2 entrances are good. So if you are lucky to have these S3 and S4 entrance, then definitely your life is set. Otherwise, you will face lots of issues. So that's why you really need to know that which south your entrance is. Then there is, this is a very popular misconception that where should I face? If I'm sitting, I'm doing kitchen work, where should I face? Should I face north? Should I face east? This is very popular and many people say me this one. But here also one need to understand. First important is where you are sitting. If your house, for example, you are sitting in the southwest, then wherever you are facing, it's okay because you are sitting in the proper zone. If you are sitting in the good zone, but if you are sitting in the wrong zone, no matter where you are facing, it will not help you. So these are all like the childish concept about Vastu, which people are using very fully, and people are thinking this is all Vastu is about. It is not Vastu. Second, it is also very common. All the Indians know this one, that the sink and the burner should not be in the same line because it is water and fire element. But sink is not water element. Sink is actually, it represent water, but it is not reservoir of water. So if you have sink and burner at the same line, it's okay. Even in my own kitchen, I have sink and the burner in the same line because it is not contradicted, and you can have this in your house. There is another thing, people put just money plant in the north and they say the all the problems are solved. So never fall for these kind of things. But one thing is very common for our Indians or for people, that they want to put the photo or idol of God in the front door. So if you are putting the God in the front door, it is very wrong. Only deserves only one direction in your house, that is northeast. Apart from northeast, you should not place God in any other direction. Never fill your house with all God pictures and everywhere. And in the entrance, especially because if you know the story of Goddess Parvati and Ganesha, you must be knowing that kept Parvati told Ganesha to be at the Dwarpal or be the guardian of the door. And then what happened, everyone knows. So never put the statue of Ganesha at the front door because it will create problems sooner or later. Then there is this, many people think that Vastu is outdated for modern homes, which is again, which I said before, that no science can ever be outdated. No knowledge can ever be outdated. All the knowledge that come from our own scriptures are really timeless. We will be outdated very soon, but then these knowledge will always be there. So it is our duty to preserve the knowledge, and it is our duty to use the knowledge, because what's the use of knowing something if you don't apply it in your life and don't create the life you want? So we have more myths over here. Yeah, another thing is people think that Vastu will solve all the problems of their life. It will not actually solve all the problems, but yes, if you are having health issues since long, if you are really working hard but not getting any result, that kind of places you really need to check the Vastu, because Vastu will not make you Ambani. If you go and start living in the house of Ambani, you will not become Ambani because you don't have that in you. So you have to always work on yourself. And I strongly recommend people to be very serious about their work and be very serious about everything, because you have to work on yourself. There are no quick fixes in your life. So Vastu will not solve the problem, but it will make your life easier for sure. It will give you more opportunities, but then the opportunity is in your hand to make the most use of it. So that's how it works, that it will make your life better. It is not a magical solution to all your problems, but it will definitely make your life better. And there is another misconception that if you have Vastu dosa, so it's okay. It will only affect the owner. Like if you are in a house, you have rented the house, then you feel that the Vastu dosa will not affect you. No, it's not true. Vastu dosa will affect whoever is living in that area. It will not affect the owner, even if on pen and paper somebody else is the owner, but it will affect you because you are living. You are staying in that place. Because Vastu is what? Vastu is the five elements in your house. It is interacting with you, so even if the owner is somewhere else, it will not affect him, it will affect you. So always make sure that even if you are renting a house, you should try to make it as Vastu auspicious as possible. Then, yeah, this is a very common question. People say that we have four members in our house. Then why this particular Vastu dosa is affecting only me, and why my husband or child is not affected by it? Because here Numero Vastu and Astro Vastu comes into play. Because there is something called our numerology and our horoscope. So sometimes we have our own karma and the certain numbers. So each number is also associated with certain directions. So if you are, for example, if you are number one, east is a very important direction in your life. So if you are number one and east direction have problem in your house, if east direction has toilet, it will affect it will affect your social circle. But if another person, your wife is number 8, it will not affect her, because for her west is the direction, and if west is good in the house, it will not affect her. And you will say ki how Vastu is affecting only one person, because there are other layers and there are so many things that need to be included. And this is a one common practice that people are doing, that they are digging the Brahmastan, because everyone knows nowadays that Brahmastan is very important. Brahmastan is the center of your house. So what they think that they will do during the Neev Puja or during the installation of the house, what they will do, they will put a hole in the Brahmastan and they will put so many stuff, pyramid and so many things, which is completely wrong. You should never do anything to your Brahmastan. Brahmastan need to be uncluttered. Brahmastan need to be empty as far as possible. Of course, you can use it as your living room. There is no problem in having sofa, but you should not put anything and you should never dig it, because Brahmastan is like the Nabi. Later we will see the Vastu Purush photo of the Vastu Purush, because Vastu Purush is what? It is a concept that there is a person laying down and with the body parts of the, yeah, we can see now, because these are the body parts and it connects with the certain areas of your house. So now these zones and these body parts are connected. So Nabi is the center, like this is, and we all know that Nabi is the center of our being, because it is connected with the umbilical cord when before we are born. So that is how important Brahmastan is. Brahmastan is your Brahma. Brahmastan is your center. Brahmastan is who you are basically. So that's why Brahmastan need to be kept really and Brahmastan need to be really closed. Yeah, there used to be time then people keep the Brahmastan open. People keep the center open, which is very very wrong practice. It need to be protected at all cost. So these are the common myths, and later in question answer session also, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So what we do, how we do Vastu nowadays? Nowadays it's very easy and very simple, because we are dealing with the five elements. So we are doing very simple remedies. There are certain dosas which can't be which can't be done remedy, like northeast and southwest entrance and northeast toilet. These are the two things which we can't do remedy. But other than that, whatever you have, if you have other entrance which are causing any trouble, we can easily do the remedy. And toilets are also very common Vastu dosh, because there used to be a time when toilet was not the part of the house. But later on, after, even when we were doing the 8 direction Vastu, only northwest was allowed for the toilet, which really created issues. But now with these 16 directions, we have other zones also where we can place the toilets, and we will not face any issues according to Vastu. So in Vastu remedies, what we do, we apply the elements color paint or tapes around your toilets, or in the entrance to make it Vastu auspicious. It is very easy to do, and you will start seeing the results within 1 month. Sometimes you see the results immediately, and sometimes you start seeing the result within a month. So these are very effective remedies, and I highly recommend that people should do it. And second level of remedy, where we are really installing some stuff like the horses, as you can see. So we do this only after rectifying the basic Vastu of your house. So these are two type of remedies. But today what you can do, what you should do. So today what you should do, you should find the tentative center of your house. Tentative center, like you should check where is the Brahmastan, where is the center of your house. Tentative center of your house, stand there and open the compass in your phone. And then you find out where is your north, south, east, and west. That much you can do. So once you find out these four cardinal directions, you can see that is there any toilet in the south, is there any toilet in the north. If you have any toilets in those areas, you will be having issues, as I will say, as I will discuss. In the screen you can see that we have a layout and we have done the gridding of the house. So like this it should be done. Whenever you are taking consultation from any Vastu person, always make sure that they do this kind of grading. Otherwise, you will not get the proper result because they will be doing the faulty Vastu. So like this now with the 16 zones, you can see that whatever issues in this house we had, we tried to solve it and we tried to do the remedies, because not every problem can be solved by demolition and all. If you are making a house, if you are making a house from scratch, then of course we can make it 100% Vastu auspicious. And if you are renting flats, because nowadays it's very common to dwell in the apartments. So in that case, what we do is we just try to do the remedies. So if you are, so today go and check the center of your house and try to find the direction. Another mistake people do when they are checking the entrance of their house, what they will do, they will go and stand at the entrance, they will check the compass, and whatever direction they see in the opposite direction, like if I'm seeing the compass and this is showing south and this is showing north, where I'm sending is showing north and this is showing south, so people think that I have south entrance. It is completely wrong. You don't have south entrance. If the compass is showing this side south, that means it is the opposite of your house. That means you are going towards south. You are standing at north and you are going towards south. That means your entrance is north, not south. So these kind of mistake people do, and then they get a house and they say ki no, I took the degrees and all. So always please don't make this kind of mistake. Always try to get proper knowledge, and it's better to learn, and also it's better to take consultation, whatever suits you. So now you check the, today only you should do this. Go to the center of your house, check your north south. So where you are doing, if you are lacking opportunities in your life, if you feel that you are not getting any job offers, and in that case you should always check the north of your house. You, there must be a toilet in the north, or it must be having colors like red or yellow. That's why you are having these issues. See, another thing, when we say like this कि north में ऐसा है तो आपके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, even in astrology people have this issue. Yeah, people will say that my Jupiter is bad, that's why I am facing this. No, try to understand a very deep concept here. Whatever problem you are having in your life, it is because of your own karma. So somewhere you have to rectify your own self to be able to rectify these problems. So your house is not causing you the problems. Your horoscope is not giving you the problems. It is only showing, it is only symbolizing that these are the issues you need to deal with. So once you understand this, you will understand that you have to do karma on you, but yes, you can do these remedies to make your life better. So you attract the house as per your mindset. That's why when you, even you, this pattern sometimes continues. There are people who will want to change the house, but they will never get a perfect house because something is wrong in their basic mindset, or their destiny wants that thing to happen. So there was a person who had northeast toilet, and northeast toilet really symbolizes that you may be having serious health issues as far as cancer. So that person was looking for another house, but he couldn't find another house. Whatever house he was looking, all the house were having northeast toilet, because it was a pattern. It was something from the destiny. So it was very difficult to find another house. So that is how the patterns are continuing in your life, and you have to really do lots of karma to break those patterns. So now if you are lacking the lack of opportunities, then you should check the north of your house. If you are feeling strengthless, if you don't have power, if you don't have fame, if you are looking for recognition, in that case you should check the south of your house. What you have in the south? Do you have a toilet? Do you have blue color? So, and sometimes in apartments the area is cut, yeah. Because nowadays apartments are like that, that some areas are by the design, by default, some areas are not there, so it is cut. So when you have this area cut, if the south is not there, then you will definitely face money issues, and you will definitely face confidence issues. And most of the time people have health issues because they are center, the brahmastan is have problems, and the northeast, which deals with the health, it will have some issues, then you will be going through health issues. Then if you are, see, this thing I always recommend everyone, find out the northeast of your house, try to build a temple there. If you cannot build a temple, keep it clutter free, keep it vacant, because northeast is the most important direction. It is the head of the vastu purus, and your mindset is everything. If you have a good mind, you can create a good life. So if you can't do anything else, at least make the northeast better by keeping it vacant. So once you have a good northeast, you will have more clarity, and you will automatically do well in your life, because then you will attract a better house also. And if you want your children to do well in their exams, then you should look for the west southwest direction, which is the zone for education and retention and also savings. So if you use that direction, if the kids are sleeping in that zone, they will have better mindset for studies, and you will also save more money because they will be doing well. Yeah. So now, next is what? I think we are open for question answer. Yeah. Okay. So now we are open for question answers.
Sujata, we can close the sharing now. We can stop
Yeah.
the sharing. Yes.
Okay. So what questions we have? Hmm.
Kavita Khetan has sent a questions asking, ब्रह्मस्थान को हम कवर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, कोई और उपाय है उसके लिए, क्योंकि घर में हर कोई अग्री नहीं होता. Please
Yeah, but
suggest.
this is something they have to really work on, because ब्रह्मस्थान अगर ओपन रहता है तो वो बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स लेके आता है. ब्रह्मस्थान इज द सेंटर, एंड ब्रह्मस्थान इज लाइक द बेस ऑफ योर एग्जिस्टेंस. बिकॉज आपका अगर सेंटर ही हिला हुआ है, जैसे ऐसे समझो कि आपका अगर सेंटर हिला हुआ है तो सब कुछ ही फिर बिगड़ जाता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स दोज काइंड ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज ऑलवेज हैव इश्यूज. जहाँ पे ब्रह्मस्थान ओपन है, उस प्रॉपर्टी को रिलेटेड भी काफी मैटर्स बाद में होते हैं, काफी डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं ऐसे प्रॉपर्टीज को लेके. सो ट्राई टू कवर इट इवन टेम्पररीली बाय पुटिंग सम, जैसे अपने इंडिया में वो लगाते हैं प्रॉपर वो नहीं डाल के छत, वी कैन जस्ट पुट सम, वी कैन कवर इट इन सम वेज. एंड इफ पीपल आर नॉट एग्रीइंग अराउंड यू, लाइक लोग मानते नहीं है, तो उनको बार बार मनाना पड़ेगा या तो फिर आपको प्रे करना पड़ेगा कि पीपल दे शुड, बिकॉज इट इज कनेक्टेड टू योर डेस्टिनी नाउ. दैट्स व्हाई आपके आसपास जो लोग होते हैं वो समझते नहीं है इन चीजों को. सो अनदर क्वेश्चन.
So, Abhi, or there are some more questions. What is the remedy for toilet in the north?
Yeah, if you have toilet in the north, you can put a blue colored tape around the toilets. Around the toilet, we usually put a blue colored tape, or you can put a blue colored paint. It is actually 4-inch width, and we put it in a like a box. So if we have the photo, we can share. Yeah, Sujata is trying to find a photo. We will share. So there is one question. Vastu says tathastu. How true it is? Vastu doesn't say tathastu. Actually, tathastu means tathastu. Let it be. Like tathastu means let it, मतलब ये होना चाहिए कि ये होगा. पहले जमाने में आशीर्वाद दिया करते थे लोग, जो हम लोगों ने आजकल छोड़ दिया है. We should actually bring back those kind of आशीर्वाद where we are saying tathastu, where we are saying Chiranjeevi Bhava, where we are saying Ayushman Bhava. I have started saying to my daughters Ayushmati Bhava, because it is such a beautiful way to say that have health, have good health, have good life. But we used to feel cringe, so we stopped using those things. But it is coming back, and I tell my daughters every day to Ayushmati Bhava. So now Tathastu means भगवान आशीर्वाद दिया करते थे, तथास्तु ऐसा ही हो. तो ऐसा ही हो जो है, ये हमेशा यूनिवर्स इज ऑलवेज सेइंग यू ऐसा ही हो. लेकिन हम हमेशा क्रिएट करते हैं डाउट्स हमारे माइंड में, तो हमको वो ऐसा ही हो नहीं पाता है। सो वी रियली नीड टू बी, आपको कंसिस्टेंट होना पड़ेगा कि मुझे ये चाहिए, तो यूनिवर्स बोलता है ऐसा ही हो। यूनिवर्स इज ऑलवेज सेइंग ऐसा ही हो। हम ही डाउट क्रिएट करके हमारे में लिमिटेशंस क्रिएट करते हैं, हम बोलते हैं कि हाँ लेकिन पता नहीं यार ये कैसे होगा, तो ऐसा ही हो। फिर आप बोलते हो कि हाँ शायद इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम आएगी, हम खुद ही प्रॉब्लम सोचने लग जाते हैं, तब भी यूनिवर्स बोलता है ऐसा ही हो। तो इट इज ऑलवेज सेइंग ऐसा ही हो। सो वी नीड टू रियली अंडरस्टैंड दिस कॉन्सेप्ट, तथास्तु इज देयर एंड वास्तु इज सेइंग तथास्तु, बिकॉज मैंने जैसे आप पहले एक्सप्लेन किया कि जो 5 एलिमेंट्स होते हैं ना वो आपकी लाइफ को सेव कर रहे हैं। तो इफ द 5 एलिमेंट्स इज इन हार्मोनी, you are in better position to manifest your desires. So that's why Vastu, if your house is Vastu auspicious, it is always saying Tathastu more loudly and more clearly.
So Pallavi, if I can add to this, in Bali they say Om
Yeah.
Swasti Astu. So
Okay.
भगवान जो है पूरे संसार का भला करे. So they say Om
Welcome.
Swasti Astu. So that's
Yeah.
even the bigger picture.
True, true. And it's always there. भगवान सबका भला ही चाहते हैं. We
हाँ.
only create issues for ourselves.
So Jyoti has another question about how to find Brahmastan for rental houses. How do we deal with rental houses where we cannot make too many changes?
Yeah, actually, we have very easy remedies nowadays that, like I said, by putting the tapes and the colors that you can do in rental house also, because the tapes are removable. Like this, you can see if you have toilet in the north, you can put tape or color like this. So if you do this, you can do in your rental house completely, no issues with that. And ब्रह्मस्थान find करने का best way होता है कि first आप ना आपके घर का फर्स्ट यू शुड बी टेकिंग द लाइक द फोर डायरेक्ट,
The
आपके
layout.
हाउस का लेआउट लेके आपको उसमें डायगोनली 2 लाइंस खींचने चाहिए एंड देन यू फाइंड द सेंटर. इफ यू ड्रॉ 2 लाइंस डायगोनली यू विल गेट द सेंटर, बिकॉज वी हैव इरेगुलर शेप्स. सो दैट्स हाउ इट इज ए बिट ट्रिकी, बट स्टिल टेंटेटिवली आपको समझ में आ जाता है कि दिस इज द ब्रह्मस्थान ऑफ योर हाउस. सो गो टू द ब्रह्मस्थान एंड देन चेक द ऑल द 16 zones. There is
Another thing that you really like, I like what you said, Pallavi, was about, working on yourself.
yeah,
Everything comes from within. So it's all
yeah,
about your efforts, your actions, and what you give out to the world that affects what you get back from the world. So I
exactly.
think that's a very important message. And I really liked that part
Yeah.
of your presentation.
Yeah,
We
because
still
I
have
don't believe in quick fixes and I don't do this. In fact, Vastu really helped me. That's the reason that I am here. And I was doing everything I wanted to do, but still something was missing. And after rectifying the Vastu of my house, I really got good opportunities. I connected with you. And so many things happened in my life which was not before. So I feel, yeah, the change came from Vastu.
So
The blue
Shilpa
tape should
wants to
be,
know whether the
yeah.
tape should be 4 inches wide.
Yeah, it's have to be 4 inches wide, 4 inches. Because agar wo, if it is very less width, it will not work. See, and this color thing also, many people think that why we are putting these color tapes. It has some psychological impact actually, because it is your water zone and you have a toilet there. So when you are putting a blue color tape, the color have a impact on our body. The color, when we see the color, it will change something in you. I had toilet in my south and I had very bad spending habits. So after putting the red tape, something in me changed. I stopped doing unnecessary shopping. Somehow it happened. So it will affect, because that thing is affecting you somewhere. Na? It is affecting your water element. So after putting this blue tape, when you are seeing it every day, it will create some changes within you and you will start changing. Because ultimately you have to do the work, na? But it helps, the Vastu will help you to change. One more
If
question.
we
Yeah.
cannot build a study table in the southwest direction of our house, then what
Yeah.
should we do?
First check what you have in that zone. If it is a living room also, you can tell your kids to sit and study there. If it is your bedroom also, kids can study. At least they can spend some time there. When they have difficulty in understanding the concept, that time also they can go and study there. So like that, you have to use those places. Like for example, there is north northeast, which is the health zone. If you put water in the north northeast zone, the drinking water, and then you drink it, it will give more immunity and it will give more health. So like that, you can use those areas. Once you know the attributes of the zones, then you can use those places for your favor. Okay. Northeast toilet.
So
Hmm.
we still have some time for questions if you have any questions.
कौन सा क्वेश्चन है? That I missed it. Where is that?
Northeast toilet is the blue tape also the temporary?
No, northeast toilet, actually, there is no remedy for northeast toilet because see, if you understand, northeast is the Vastu Purush ka dimag, Vastu Purush ka head. So if you have toilet in there, it is like you have sit in your mind, like it is like very bad. So there is no remedy can help it. So northeast toilet is the only toilet which we can't treat. Otherwise, we can treat all the rest of the things. So try to remove it, try to close it, at least don't use it. If possible, don't use it. I had one client who had northeast toilet, so she closed it temporarily, putting the wooden boards and all, because it is also a rented house, so she cannot uh, permanently remove it. So at least you can stop using it and close it if possible, because northeast toilet is related with the cancer cases, and it is very true. We have also seen the cases, and where the northeast septic tank also, if you have septic tank in the northeast, it will create issues, and mostly cancer type of disease.
Quite a scary.
Yeah, scary, but I feel that is why we should know things. Na? When all the knowledge are used to rectify your life. Ignorance is bliss as long as it is not hampering your growth. So knowledge is power at the end. So
So you spoke about keeping temple in the northeast, so gods will face the west.
yeah, if you are, in fact, if you are putting temple in the northeast, God will be facing southwest.
Yes.
Exact opposite is southwest. So it doesn't matter. Again, the same thing. Na? It is where you are facing. And also, northeast is the place, it is your mind. So if you put a temple there, then your mind is more focused and your mind is more towards the surrender, because at the end you need some kind of surrender in your life, so it becomes easy. And also, from whom I learned, Pankit Goyal, he used to say keep it vacant. He doesn't even entertain the idea of temple in home. He feels that when we have temple, we forget to do our work and we are always about God कि भगवान ही हेल्प करेंगे. तो उनका तो कॉन्सेप्ट है कि उसको वैकेंट रखो, उसको क्लीन रखो, कुछ भी मत रखो नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, एंड देन योर लाइफ विल बी बेटर. एंड ही हैज अमेजिंग क्लैरिटी ऑफ माइंड.
Chalo, that's wonderful. There was a lot of good information. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you, Poonam ji. Once again, thank you.
Yeah.
And those who want to follow me, they can contact. We have phone numbers here, WhatsApp, Facebook, and also YouTube channel I have. So Instagram, I usually post so many ideas and so many philosophies of Vastu. So you can just follow.
Yeah. So you can also find her on the Indo-Indians, on
Yes,
Indo-Indian